I know, particularly around the subject of money, people have a lot of stressful thoughts because it's such a key area in our lives. And very often you can feel, if I don't have the stress, I don't have enough money, I won't be motivated to go to work, to start a business. That I need that stress in order to...
Yes, people believe it. So I would really invite people to question that, that stress, and when you experience the thought, for example, that you don't have enough money, when you look at the emotional effects of believing that thought and the images that come that are the cause of the emotion, just trying to hold that concept in place, it's clear to see that those emotions, that what we're experiencing is violence. It takes a lot of violence to live in that kind of stress. And the self-talk that happens, like I'm a failure, and then you write that down for inquiry later. And other people are doing much better than I am. I should be much further along in my life than I am now. And the mind, to hold its identity, it will compare you, no matter how successful you are, no matter how much money you have, it will compare you with others, and you often fall short. You're either more or less, and either way it's off balance. So as long as the mind compares, which it does until it doesn't, it compares, then there is there can be a lot of suffering with that, and fear. And for me, those fear and suffering, same. So yes, we use stress, violence as a motivator to get things done. And of course, as you know, I have the opposite experience in that. And being love is the power. Love is the ultimate power. Love is what moves us. There's no stress in it. All the stress that believing the thought, for example, I don't have enough money, and the violence, the emotional that comes with that is energy just burned up, and it exhausts us. Whereas doing the same action without that stressful motivation, that fear, I don't have enough money, that I'm a failure, those concepts that literally burn us out, leave us hopeless, leave us angry with our children, leave us in such states of consciousness that, we deserve more. Freedom is our birthright. So without the thought, we do the same motions, let's say chop wood, carry water, two ways of supporting those people we love in our life. And all of humankind, we have the energy for that when love is the power and not stress, not that violent way, that old paradigm that it's the way of the ancients. It's there's a whole new thing taking place, and it can be done from where we sit. It's a shift in consciousness, and I don't know. I call the work, it's like enlightenment on steroids. So
I know a lot of people equate money with freedom, and that if they have lots of money, they have that freedom, and that money is excitement, and they put that onto the money.
Yeah, so I would question all those things, and like if I would be happier if I had more money, I would question that assumption. If I had more money, I would feel much more secure. And who knows? It's even though a false security, you could be right, and I invite you to test it. I invite people to put that concept on paper. The only question is, does that thought that you've identified, does it bring peace or stress into your life? If it brings stress, that's what the work is for. The work is here to wake us up from our nightmare. And if you love your dream, it's a dream world. There's a sleeping dream and your waking dream, and either way, it's each of if I am stressed out or uncomfortable, then it is up to me to be responsible enough to wake me up. and each of us to be responsible for that. And, people have never, shown us how to wake up from these nightmares. And, we've seen wonderful examples of this in our history of people who are apparently free, and many aspire to be, that free. And again, it is our birthright. So we haven't known how. They haven't told us how. We've heard meditate, get still, but for many of us, the work is how. And it's new on this planet, and it's a wonderful thing for people who are open to it. And of course, it only works for those who are open to it. Mm. But used as a tool for more money, to become secure, with the use of an outside source, is, it's, people have tried that, forever in our history, and they, the work is the test for that. And, but freedom is an internal thing. It's where the mind meets itself. It's the end of war, internal war, the end of the war, the mind with the mind, the self with the self. When we love everything we think, we love everything we are. And when we love everything we are, we love everything that the mind creates. And there's nothing that the mind does not create. In the work, we learn the difference between imagination and reality. And of course, reality for me is who am I? And I call it the last story. Woman sitting in chair with friends. Mm. And I can deal with that. And that's all any of us ever have to deal with, is right here, right now, and then to witness the images that the mind is creating. The mind is always, it's either remembering or it is anticipating. And that doesn't leave a lot of experience and awareness of this wonderful state of grace that is equally shared by all of us. And it's a dream. It's a dream, and it's all happening through the images and that the assumptions create. So the work is about waking ourselves up from the nightmare. And again, it's not for everyone, but anyone whose mind is open to it. It's always free at thework.com. Mm-hmm. And if it's valuable and I have anything to do with it, and I hope this is so for everyone, if we're right-minded it is, but it belongs to everyone, anything of value.